You are watching the Love and Money Show, and today I have two very special guests. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks so much. We're
Yeah,
so glad
thanks for having us.
we're here.
Okay, I'd like to start out by having you tell us who you are and what do you do.
Yeah, I'm. My name is DC Cayce, and my wife Ashton, and I am. It's hard to pin it down sometimes. You know, when you're an entrepreneur, you have to choose a title.
Mm-hmm.
I call myself a investor advisor. Work with contractors. I help advise contractors build their business and invest in real estate. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And who are you? What do you do?
Oh, first and foremost, I'm his wife, so that's a job in itself. But I'm also
Not that much work. Come on.
a real estate agent, an interior designer, and a homeschool. So that's who I am.
Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I love interior design.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good at it. She taught me a thing or two, for sure.
And I know what you mean too about picking a title because it's like a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the two of your backgrounds?
Mm-hmm.
So my background is always been construction and real estate. I grew up in it. There's actually a picture of me when I was 3 years old on the foundation of my grandfather building his house. Been around it my whole life. They also invested in real estate, so I grew up, fixing up properties, hanging drywall at 12 years old. So in a family of entrepreneurs, and they put me to work early, and I just kind of kept it going. I became a contractor in my 20s. I worked for real estate investment firms, invested myself, and now I advise contractors and invest. Also on the board of an investment firm here in California.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what's up with you? Land seller. She just sold a bunch of land.
That's what I've been selling more recently. But my background, the design part of it too, it's just fun when you look back to how you got where you came from. I loved to decorate, redesign my room. I've been doing that since I was a kid. So it kind of made sense to just choose it as a career path. And then it just works for us as a unit for me to sell those properties, but for all the properties that he remodels for investors, for me to do design on it. So we kind of were like a match made in heaven when we put ourselves together.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to real estate, why real estate?
Jeez, why real estate? I think it's because it's all I really knew. I don't know much about Bitcoin or even that much about stocks. I know about, mutual funds, those type of things, not day trading or anything like that. But I just think it's such an awesome asset. I like that tangible asset that I can use. Also the creativity that you can use in acquiring properties and just doing deals, just the creativity. And it's a huge asset, but you can kind of control it without any money. Also, I love that aspect of it.
Yeah. And I just love the home. I love what the symbolic, psychological meaning of a home. So being able to design spaces, but even being able to provide housing for people, to help people in distress situations. I just am so, it's so important to me to have a home for children, to call a place home. It just, it changes the trajectory of your life, home ownership and having a real home.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting because like they teach us to go to school and get a good education, get a job, but the wealth is in the real estate.
It is.
Jeez, most of the millionaires I know didn't.
And they're not going to tell anybody. I'm finding out through the podcast.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like a whole new. Even now, I tell Ashton, there's just so many new things that are just coming across my path. Like my eyes are being open even more, even though I've been in the industry so long. There's just so much depth in what you can do in this world. There's so many different sectors.
Oh yeah.
So many.
And really ways to build wealth in real estate. There's just a humongous umbrella of various ways. Like even you just mentioning, you're already doing two different things. And then there's flippers and short-term rentals and people who only lend money. They never set foot on a property, but they're just that side. There's just so many ways to take advantage of this form of building wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of real estate do you guys do? And tell me about your first deal.
So I'm just historically a flipper, just from my background, and now I'm getting into more of wanting to buy and hold properties, but yeah, definitely flipping, just because I'm, as a contractor, been around it. I like the challenge, the difficulty of it sometimes. And so our first deal, I was trying to, avoid it, but trying to beat around the bush a little bit because it's just so painful, right? So it's actually our first deal, and
it's always the funnest, right? The first.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, we actually had a deal before that, but this is the first. This is why I deem the first deal. It's when we were in California. We remodeled already over 100 homes, and we moved to Texas to invest in real estate. And the majority of my projects I did in California, the remodels were for investors. So they were flips. We came in there, got it ready for renters, and helped rent them out and everything. And so I went to Texas thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. It's cheaper. It's the Wild West out there. I'm just going to rise to the top. But I went out there and just completely flop. So, flip or flop, we flop, right? And that property, see, he's bringing it all out, man, bring it all out. So that property, we went to look at the property in Ashton. She's had a feeling. We were just recently married, maybe a couple of years or so. She had a feeling that I just don't feel right about this house. And of course, me at that time, full of pride, I'm going to admit, looking at the numbers, I told her, well, look at the numbers. Like, hey, we're going to kill it. We're going to make a good profit on this deal. Our first one here in Texas. Yeah. But what ended up happening is some pipes were busting the wall. The rats ate wires that we couldn't even see. I mean, rat infestation in the HVAC, all this type of stuff, even some foundation issues that weren't so super apparent, but, to get it to be financed, we had to do a whole bunch of stuff. And we went through a lot of contractors. I ended up firing contractors and workers. I don't know how many I went through, probably a dozen or so just on that one project, because I didn't have my team. I didn't have the team I spent years building. I couldn't bring them with me. So I'm firing licensed contractors that couldn't pass inspection, getting books, Googling stuff to figure out how to do it myself. And that job just brought me to my knees. I had over a couple 100-hour weeks where I just slept about 3 hours in my truck, got back up, went to work, and just completely lost everything. So that was the first project on my own investment project. There you go.
What a success story.
There you go.
Yeah.
Only up from there, though.
Can only go over there. Yeah. I mean, I remodeled over 100 houses.
Right.
Yeah. But I realized that I didn't have a team. I needed a team. I thought I could do it all on my own. And that house humbled me, showed me that I could not.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you get the funding for your first deal? Because a lot of people don't know where to get started.
So that first deal was hard money, which compiled the pain on it. It was hard money loan.
It was a joint venture too, and it was hard money. Yeah.
Okay.
And the bad thing about that too is that property, even though we finished it, it still sat just between the longevity of taking on that project and then the market. So then it sat too. So it was just a small nightmare. But there was, the property right after that was amazing. But that one, leaves a sting.
Yeah. So let's not leave Shakira on a down note. So the second property we did in Texas, by then we had the team and everything. We learned all the hard lessons. I swallowed my pride and we went into that property. 6 weeks it took to do the rehab. Listed it was on the market 2 weeks and we sold it for like a $50K profit. So that was a night and day, having a team and knowing nobody towards or having the established team going in prepared. And it was a success.
Okay. So to talk about the team, could you talk about this real estate club that you have?
Oh, sure. It's pivoting right now a little bit, but it is We call it REI Remodel Club, and we're shifting it to REI Journey Club because we want to tell more of the story. But you can go there and get really good access to how to remodel investment properties. You can get resources there that can, just help you remodel simply, I'd say. Yeah, help avoid some of the mistakes that you can make if you don't really have a lot of experience doing it.
Right. And we shine light on that. Based on his background, we shine light on the remodeling process because there's not a lot of light shined on that process. We talk about funding, talking about how to read a deal, but then what do you do to remodel it in a timely fashion with a great team to be in control of contractors? So that's how that platform helps investors know what they're doing for that part.
We have checklists, that can guide you from the beginning of a remodel all the way to the end. Forms are available, and we've written a book about it as well. That's available from that site as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is this for a specific people in a specific location, like the real estate?
No, it's nationwide. Yeah. So me personally, I've worked, I guess more hands-on California and Texas, but I've helped and dealt with people with properties, different places over the nation. Yeah.
Okay.
East Coast to West Coast. Yes.
Okay. Can you talk about where you are now compared to the beginning?
Well, now I'd say the most important thing is that I think I'm a wiser man now. Not as foolish as I was at that at the beginning. So at the beginning, we didn't know much. We didn't have many connections over the last few years. We've gained a lot of connections. We're able to do more deals. I'm comfortable now than before, but I think it really boils down to people. I underestimated people before, and now I know the worth of having a network, having other individuals that have more experience than me, as well as other individuals that I'm helping to bring up and teach as well. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah, currently we're consulting contractors and investors, and we're also kind of going a little harder investment-wise. After we've learned how to deal with the horrible, horrible houses, now we're choosing to target that type of home. So, we're in Southern California, North LA County, but targeting those homes that nobody wants, fire damage,
the worst ones,
crazy liens, crazy remodel that needs to be taken. So nobody's going to be running to take that deal. That's kind of what we're going to go after now, and make them a beautiful place for people in the community.
Okay. Sounds good. How many flips have you done? I think you mentioned that earlier.
I've done hundreds.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done hundreds.
Okay. I just wanted to give them an idea, like from the beginning too.
I've done hundreds. We've done some our own. I've worked for investment firms as an asset manager, project manager. Ton there, which I've learned a lot of stuff from there. And then also part of this investment group I'm a part of right now. I've done hundreds. And people on the investment company, that's why it's so great to have other people. They've done like the CEO of this company has done over 25 his 30-year career, 2,500 flips, 1,000 notes, all these type of deals. So it's like I'm a baby to him.
So it's good for partners to do partnership deals, working with others.
Okay. What advice would you give to a brand new real estate investor that has never bought a property before?
I would say seek wise counsel. Definitely don't go at it alone or think you're hot stuff like I did. Definitely seek wise counsel and learn from the mistakes of others if you can. Yeah.
And to eventually pull the trigger, because you can do research, read books, get in groups, be on Bigger Pockets, and never acquire anything. So I think you have to take the leap at some point, even if whatever you're comfortable with, but sometimes it's a little scary. but take the leap so you can have your failure if that is how you start, or just to start getting in there and getting your feet wet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the first step.
Okay. So take counsel and take the leap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that if you do make a mistake, it's not going to hurt as bad.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that you had the courage to go do it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What is your favorite book or some book recommendations?
You can start.
Oh gosh. Always plug his. That's me. And I love his book, the REI Remodel guidebook, because it's like countless reviews are talking about how it's an easy read. So if you've never remodeled ever in your life, reading that is a breeze. It's not some kind of textbook when you're bored to tears. So I think that's a great start. That's my rec.
Yeah, I read a lot of books. I read a ton of books, but I mean, you can't top the Bible. Let me put it that way. You know, I like reading the Bible.
That's right.
I read a ton of books though, weekly, a lot of them. But I'd say the Bible. Yeah,
that's a good answer.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to transition over to the area of love.
Oh, all right.
So this is a Love and Money show.
All right, so it's my turn to. All right, you guys got it from here. No.
So we all know the answer already, but I ask everybody that I interview: are you single or are you married?
I'm married.
We're
Are
married
you?
To each other, right? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tie this into money. What is something that you learned about money and relationships that could help somebody else?
Oh, that's so good. That's a good question. You know, I thought about it for a brief moment, and I thought we came from different financial backgrounds. Like I came from a spending family, a family that just go into debt. You might even declare bankruptcy. And he came from a family legacy that builds wealth. That I'm just telling his story, but his grandmother just passed away, and the 8 pieces of land, now I'm listing those properties because his grandfather, that's the type of man he was. So we came from those different backgrounds. And I don't think we bashed, but I think what we've kind of learned, and the advice that I have, is communication. So sometimes I don't know, this isn't my experience in really trying to make sure I know where our money's going, or that material thing has no value. I was humble enough to realize that his way is the better way, because despite my background, I was like, well, I don't think I need a credit card. Why do I need a credit card? But it was just what we did. So I think it was cool to be with someone who has a different perspective, but communication, because we just don't know everything. And I really didn't know a lot of stuff. And I just think being able to admit that and being able to try his way and realize we're on the journey together.
And for me to counteract that a little bit is I've learned not to be so tight-fisted. So, okay, you spend a little extra on groceries. Let me not be a drill sergeant about it, right? So I think we've kind of come to our far ends and have kind of met in the middle now, to where we both have a healthier view of money.
Yeah.
And handling it and spending it and saving it.
Okay. Yeah. I come from the same background as you, the wife.
Yeah.
That's the background that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And, sorry about your grandmother.
Oh, she was 92 and she lived a beautiful life. And it's sad. We're sad that she's gone, but you know, she had a wonderful life and she was a wonderful lady. Touched a lot of people.
Thank you.
My grandmother is 95 and she watches YouTube channels.
Awesome.
Oh, I love it.
I wish she could live forever.
I know. I know. I
Hey, she is almost.
Kid.
Gosh, 95. That's awesome.
I know, man. I have so many stories of my grandma just being. I had chicken pox. I was at my grandma's house. All these stories. Just loving and caring. It's wonderful.
Yeah, they're like the matriarch of the family.
Yeah, beautiful people.
Yeah.
Like real love, real genuine love.
Yeah, that old school love. Yeah. You know, that grandma rub on your back.
Yeah, we call it. She's a great grandmother to our kids. No, great grandmother. So they call it the Gigi rub. She'll rub your back, just calm you down.
Yeah. we had our first child, our daughter. We were in Texas, so most of our family lives in California. And our first child, and the baby's crying and crying, and my mother and my grandmother came out, and my grandma just grabbed my daughter and just started just rocking her, singing her to her. She went to sleep. I'm like, Grandma, can you stay? Like, don't go back home.
Don't leave. Stay forever. She had the touch, you know?
Nothing like a grandmother.
That's right.
So you guys, where can people contact you if they want to reach out to you and learn more about your club, where you offer like guidance for real estate investors?
Sure. You can go to reiremodel.com. There you can have access to what we have to offer, the club and the book. If you want to start there, reiremodel.com.
Yep. And you can email me, Ashton at reiremodel.com. And we love Instagram. So you can always find us on that and DM us there individually, Ashton Cayce.
DC Cayce, Cayce.
Or REI Remodel.
Okay. And the last question, did you have any last words to leave for the audience?
Yes. If you're interested in investing or anything new in life, right? Our life is short. Our days are numbered, right? So educate yourself, seek wisdom, and go forward. Take that step forward. That's what I'd like to say.
Yeah.
Don't wait. Life is fast. Like life goes quick.
It really does. And your title, Love and Money. So just, love genuinely and give generously.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Thank you guys for being on the show and sharing your story.
Thank
you.